The Mets wrap up their 4-game series against the Atlanta Braves. Mets got a win last night, just their second in the last 12 games. Mark Vientos is back with the team today after rehab for a hamstring injury. He'll be activated tomorrow night for the Mets series in Pittsburgh.
Griffin Canning will face the Braves for just the second time in his career.
Well, we live in an analytical world where people tell me all the time that wins don't count for a starting pitcher. Well, swallow this. The Mets are 11-4 when Canning starts. It's win day when he takes the mound.
2-2 on the outside corner, got him looking at a fastball, and Acuna has struck out to start the night. Since Acuna homered early in this series, that's the 8th time that he's been struck out.
2-2 to Olsen. Breaking ball swung at and missed, strike 3. Got him with a slider, and Griffin Canning, not necessarily a huge strikeout compiler, has punched out the first 2 and a couple of the hottest hitters in the National League. Canning deals a breaking ball hit on the ground to third, played at the chute, tops by Beatty behind the bat, fires to first in time. Plenty of time to get the jogging Ozuna, and that retires the side.
Grant Holmes coming off 5 2/3 scoreless last time out in Miami.
He was good in Miami, and he made big adjustments in Miami. Overall, it's been a good season. Really low batting average at just .212 against.
Slider deep left. The ball is carrying tonight. We saw that during batting practice, but thankfully this one stays in the yard for Eli White.
No score, bottom of the first. 2-2 pitch to Nimmo, and he pops one up. Shallow right center field. Acuna, Albies, Allen, Harris, they're all there. And the man coming up with it, Ozzie Albies. A basket catch over the shoulder in right center, and it was Ozzie or no one. Harris, Allen, and Acuna were closing in, but they had not quite arrived at the neighborhood. So 2 down, and here's Juan Soto.
As the weather has been heating up, so is his bat. Olsen recovers, throws, and they got it.
Great job by Olsen to stick with it. He got leather on it, but then it trickled right behind him. Was on the first cut of the grass in shallow right field. Went back to get it. Holmes was at the bag on a 3-1 putout. 1 down, bases empty.
Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Got him with a slider, and he fooled Murphy badly. Murphy saw a fastball, and it wasn't even close. Here's the 2-1 to Albies. Swinging a ground ball to second, right at Mauricio. Reaches down to glove it. Throws to first in time. Side retired. Nothing across, middle of the second. 1 out, nobody on. And here is Jeff McNeil.
He's going down on strikes. There's that cutter that CJ's been talking about. First strikeout of the night for Grant Holmes.
How about that? The cutter and pitch that he's using more. He gets a guy that's really difficult to strike out in Jeff McNeil.
2-2 to Taylor. 2 to Lou. Swung on a miss at a curveball in the dirt. And back-to-back strikeouts for Grant Holmes. Down they go in order. Braves looking for not only their first base runner, but the first base runner of the game for either team.
Eli White reaches for it and gets a single to right field. First base run of the ball game for either the Mets or the Braves, and it's Eli White leading things off with a single here in the 3rd.
And here's Nick Allen, runner at second, 1 out.
Allen grounds one to short, and Lindor makes the running toss for the 2nd out. White holds the second, 2 down. And
Wow.
what happened to Canning?
I was on Lindor, so I never saw it.
Some kind of leg issue for Griffin Canning. Joe Golia, the athletic trainer out there, and clearly Canning is in a lot of discomfort.
Here you go, folks. Oh, it's like he just maybe twisted his ankle on the side of the mound, or twisted his knee or something. It seemed like an athletic move we see every day.
Right. You don't want to speculate, but clearly Canning is in severe discomfort and having real trouble moving that left leg.
Boy, if the Mets have not had enough pitching issues to deal with recently, here goes again.
Have to feel awful watching Griffin Canning go down on a non-contact injury.
Second appearance as a Met for Austin Warren. Popped him up towards second. Mauricio walks his way forward in the baseline, makes the catch, and Austin Warren gets his man. So the Mets have thrown 3 scoreless innings tonight, but it comes with kind of a gray cloud as Griffin Canning has left the game. Brett Beatty leads off for the Mets.
That's lined into center field, and Beatty continues to use the middle of the field to get base hits in this series. Now 6 for 12.
Now you got 2nd and 3rd with 1 down for the top of the order, and that's Francisco Lindor.
Swing and a miss. Holmes got the likely all-star with a slider.
And that is his best pitch, and that slider continues to get better and better.
Not out of the woods yet. Here's Brandon Nimmo. And Nimmo with a fly ball towards deep center field. Michael Harris looking up into the New York sky. He's under it and makes a 2-handed catch chest high. So that ends the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Soto walks on 4 pitches.
So he's on. It'll bring out Pete Alonso.
And Pete drives one out to right center field, headed out toward the gap. Back goes Acuna, and it's off the wall.
his way to third is Soto. Alonso's going to have to stop at first base. The Mets have runners at the corners.
But he sets the Mets up now, first and third. Nobody out for Jeff McNeil.
Curveball lifted to center. Well, Harris coming in at the last second. And they will not try to score Juan Soto. Even though it gets away from Murphy, everybody stays put at first and third.
That great arm, he's got a good one all the way around in the Braves outfield. Strong arms. You're not going to take any extra chances.
So the Mets twice have had a runner at third with less than 2 out. Lindor couldn't get the run into the third. McNeil the same here in the fourth. Now Taylor will try his hand.
And Taylor gets one in the air to right center. This one will get the run in. Acuna makes the catch. In comes Soto with the first run of the game. Sacrifice fly Tyrone Taylor, 1-0 New York.
And now they're at first and second for Luis Torrens. Check swing. They appealed. He got his man. Todd Tischner, the first base umpire, confirms that he did commit on the swing. And that ends the bottom of the fourth inning.
Austin Warren finished the third through a scoreless fourth. Here he is in the fifth. And if he get through 5, that's at least palatable for the Mets bullpen.
And he goes down swinging on the cutter. Austin Warren has done a tremendous job coming on in emergency relief after Griffin Canning went down injured.
Now the pitch to Harris. Swinging a bouncing ball left side, charged by the third baseman Beatty, grabs it and throws in time to retire the side. Hey, Warren's done a really nice job here under emergency conditions.
And the Mets with back-to-back base hits from their 1 and 2 hitters to put 2 men aboard for Soto.
Otso pops it up to Riley. Infield fly rule. That's a big out for Grant Holmes.
So 2 out of 2 on for Alonso. Had a base hit into right field his last time up.
Loves to jump on that first pitch.
And he does, and he lines one up the middle for a base hit. Lindor will come around to score. Racing for third is Nimmo. Pete Alonso drives it along with an RBI 2-out single. And it's 2-0 New York in the fifth.
And after 11 pitches through a scoreless 6, here's Dednell Nunez popping his head out to pitch the 7th inning for the Mets.
Got him looking at a slider. 3 pitches, sit down.
1 out. Now Austin Riley. Braves have had only 2 hits.
Nunez gets him with a slider. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts for Dednell Nunez, who's retired all 5 to face him. 2 out.
2-2 pitch. Got him swinging up and in, 96. Nunez ends his night striking out 4 batters in a row, and you could see with that electric reaction how pumped up he is. And Francisco Lindor is switch hitter batting right.
Softly, Dodd spins and makes a tough play. Well done by Dylan Dodd to get Lindor.
That certainly was, and showing the athleticism, and he understands with Francisco Lindor running, you don't have a lot of time. We talk about this often. You have this internal clock. You know how quick you have to be. He got the nice high hop that helped, but he plants that back foot so well so he can deliver a strike with some velocity on it.
So a 2-out single by Soto. He's on base for the 2nd time.
Now here's Pete Alonso, might be coming along. Last night he was on twice, 2 more hits today and an RBI.
That's driven down the left field line. That's going to go to the corner. Soto digging for third. White plays the care of. Mike Salvo throws up the stop sign. And Soto will stop at third on the double by Alonso. 3rd hit of the night for Pete Alonso.
That'll be up to McNeil with 2 in scoring position.
The Mets tonight with men in scoring position are just 1 for 7.
Gets a breaking ball and lines in. Base hit. Soto is in. Alonso right behind him. Jeff McNeil drives in a pair, and it's 4-0 New York.
Jeff McNeil adds a pair, and the Mets score 2 in the 7th inning to take a 4-0 lead. A hit with men in scoring position, and jubilation for Jeff McNeil at first base.
Edwin Diaz, a non-save situation, but obviously with the Mets looking to get back on track, manager Carlos Mendoza wasted no time getting Diaz ready for the 9th inning.
Well, the Braves are down to their final strike.
He struck him out, and the ball game is over.
Put it in the books. The New York Mets have gone back into first place in the National League East as they wind up with a split in this 4-game series against the Atlanta Braves. And tonight, the bullpen was simply brilliant.